One man survived a prison camp because of an ancient book. Another lost everything and rebuilt himself in the wilderness. One Roman general saved an empire by refusing to fight, and another leader proved that mercy can be more powerful than revenge. These are 4 true stories that reveal the timeless power of Stoicism.
Did you know a book written by a Roman emperor saved an American soldier's mind 1,700 years after it was written? James Stockdale was a Navy pilot. In 1965, his plane was shot down over Vietnam. He was captured, tortured, held for 7 years with no release date and no promise he would ever leave alive. But before he ejected from that plane, he whispered something to himself. I'm leaving the world of technology and entering the world of Epictetus. He had read Marcus Aurelius, he had studied the Stoics, and inside that prison, with broken bones and no rights, he used one idea to survive. You cannot control what happens to you. You can only control how you respond. That's it. That was his armor, not hope, not denial, just the quiet iron discipline to own his mind when everything else was taken. The Stoics didn't write philosophy. They wrote survival manuals, and Stockdale proved it in the darkest place imaginable.
Did you know Theodore Roosevelt lost his wife and his mother on the exact same night? February 14th, 1884. 2 women, 1 house, 1 night. His diary entry was a single black X and 4 words. The light has gone out. Most men would have collapsed. Roosevelt disappeared. He rode into the Dakota Badlands, where the winters were brutal and the silence was total. He worked cattle until his hands bled. He slept in the dirt. He chased outlaws. He pushed his body until his grief had nowhere left to hide. This was not escape. This was surgery. The Stoics knew something most people never learn. Pain avoided becomes poison. Pain entered becomes power. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the obstacle is the path. Roosevelt did not read that and nod. He lived it, alone, in a wilderness that asked nothing of his old life. 2 years later, he returned, harder, calmer, ready. Suffering did not break him because he refused to run from it. The Badlands did not destroy Theodore Roosevelt. They rebuilt him. Follow eternal resolve for timeless wisdom that strengthens your mind and transforms your life. Has there been a moment in your life when facing the pain, instead of avoiding it, actually made you stronger? Did you know a Roman general once saved his entire civilization by doing absolutely nothing? 216 BC. Hannibal had just slaughtered 80,000 Roman soldiers at Cannae, the greatest military disaster in Roman history. Panic spread through the streets of Rome like fire, and Quintus Fabius Maximus refused to fight, not because he was afraid, because he understood something most people never learn. Sometimes the most powerful move is stillness. Rome called him a coward. They stripped his command. Senators mocked him in public. He said nothing. He kept moving through the hills, cutting Hannibal's supply lines, letting time do what swords could not. Hannibal won every battle and slowly starved. The Stoics knew this truth. Epictetus wrote that the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself, not the enemy, yourself. Your need to react, your hunger for approval, your fear of what others think. Fabius never broke, and Hannibal never recovered. Restraint is not weakness. It is the sharpest weapon a disciplined mind can carry. Follow eternal resolve for timeless wisdom that strengthens your mind and transforms your life. Have you ever stayed silent when everyone expected you to react? What happened? Did you know Julius Caesar once held the lives of his enemies completely in his hands and chose to let them go? 44 BC, Rome. Caesar had just won a brutal civil war. His enemies had fought to destroy him, and he won. The city waited for the executions, the purges, the revenge. They never came. Caesar pardoned them, invited them into his government, sat across the table from men who had wanted him dead. Rome was stunned. But Caesar understood something most leaders never learn. A man who needs to punish everyone is not powerful. He is controlled. Controlled by anger. Controlled by ego. Controlled by the wound they gave him. True power is not what you do to your enemies. It is what you refuse to let them turn you into. The Stoics called this self-mastery, the ability to hold the sword and choose stillness. That restraint is not weakness. It is the hardest thing a human being can do. Caesar's name echoes 2,000 years later, not because he conquered, because he mastered himself first. Follow eternal resolve for timeless wisdom that strengthens your mind and transforms your life. Is there someone in your life you are still giving power over you by refusing to let go?